One high-level NFL executive said that the Bears GM Ryan Pace just got fired with this draft. What do you make of that comment?
I think that's overly aggressive. I think probably took it a little too far there. Listen, I think Ryan Pace, if you sat with him in a room and were honest and got him to be honest, he would admit that they gave up too much. But I also think 5 years from now, if Mitch Trubisky is developed properly and he becomes a good starting quarterback for that city for the next decade, who cares what they gave up? That's the only position where I would trade up for, and I would be willing to give more than market value. Ordinarily, I think trading back and acquiring more picks, because it isn't an exact science, and you want, the more picks you have, the better chance you have of hitting. But to me, with this situation specifically, Trubisky was the best quarterback in terms of pro potential in this draft. They last year, remember, and I know from talking to people who were in their draft room that there was a lot of discussion about maybe moving up for Carson Wentz, and they wound up Pace saying, you know what, let's wait, let's see if we can get a better deal, or wait to see if he falls to us, and it didn't happen. And I think, with a full year of maybe kicking yourself and wanting to go back and maybe change the aggressiveness in which you played that situation, I think he made a mental decision. You know what? Whatever it takes, I'm getting the number 2. I'm not going to let any other team have any opportunity to move up, and we're going to go get our guy. Now, Mike Glennon can't be thrilled. He's been waiting and finally gets his shot to be a starter, but that's the business. And I think for Mike Glennon, it becomes now a one-year audition, and I think this is a good situation for Trubisky, who only had the 13 starts in college. He gets to go in, learn from a guy who's, and Glennon sit behind him and go in the quarterback room and learn what it takes to be a professional quarterback and not have the pressure necessarily right away unless there's an injury to Glennon.
I get the feeling, though, if the Chicago Bears didn't move up to get a quarterback and they stayed where they were and they took Deshaun Watson, who everybody knows, everybody saw him play, win a national championship, we don't know anything about Mitchell Trubisky. So the fear of the unknown, I think if Bears fans knew that you were taking Deshaun Watson, they might have been better with Deshaun Watson because they know who he is as opposed to Mitchell Trubisky.
Yeah, maybe the Bears fans would be, but I would rather have Trubisky. If you were going to give me the option, I'd rather have Trubisky, and I know it cost me. But the thing that gets overlooked too is Pace wound up moving back and recovering some of the picks too. He didn't recover everything, but he did some maneuvering to recover some picks as well. So they wound up getting Adam Shaheen, who I think is a very underrated tight end and can be a weapon for Trubisky for the next several years, and Eddie Jackson, the safety, was a nice pick as well. So overall, I don't have a problem with what they did.
The Dan Patrick Show, weekday mornings on Audience.